Okay. In the beginning, obviously the beat is very tropical. It's like a very tropical. Even the cover art is very tropical. What does it say? Even the cover art is very tropical. The vibe that I'm getting from this mug is kind of like a spoken word mashup kind of. It's kind of like, cause like right here. Like you have certain sounds, certain elements to this mug that are kind of creating like an environment, it feels like. But then one word that I picked up on was Thessalonians. And correct me if I'm wrong. It feels like you're kind of going for that, like I said, like that spoken word type of vibe. So y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Ones and twos in chat. Ones you add to the playlist. You see the vision. You see what you got going on. Twos, any constructive criticism as well. I think the beat selection for that was really cool. It was calm, tropical. Trying to think of what else I could add to elevate it. I think what I liked and what I appreciated was it's like it creates an experience. Maybe moving forward, growing in how to place those sounds so it's not too overwhelming. Because if it's too many sounds, it can kind of sound a little bit too overwhelming. But I know that that's a style. I know that that's intentional even at times. So shout out Kang Drippy, man. Kang.Drippy. Next up, we got Stellar Flow. I want to see. Learn how to mix myself, so any points would be amazing. If I'm not here, I want you to listen. Appreciate the feedback. Bet. Stellar Flow, where you at, gang? Let's see if you here. We got the okay to play this mug, even if you're not here. Let's do it. Stellar Flow. I want to see.
JK, really?
Like one of my homies, bro, like, which is so odd because I'm literally picturing his face as you're speaking. You sound like my dog Lewis, man. Definitely different, definitely Juice WRLD type vibe. Let me read actually what you said, bro, because I remember you put a note here. See if I can add any constructive criticism. Learning how to mix, any pointers. I would say YouTube University for sure, for sure. Because the mix on this was not bad. I don't know what you're recording on or with, but the mix was not bad. Somebody said Juice WRLD vibes, definitely in that bag, definitely in that lane, which there is demand for that mug. I think constructive criticism would be over time, the more consistent you are, the better your delivery would be. It did kind of sound like the auto-tune was turned down a little too much, maybe, so the took a whole nap is crazy. I know that nap hit good. That boy, I know that boy Aldrin really got the red marks on his face right now watching us. But I think that I think you can definitely refine even the melodies that you were doing. A good mix would help that, but I think repetition for you would allow you to, and even like just hearing people that you rock with, even hearing how they pronounce things and the vocal range, and even seeing what you can do. It sounds like you should do a lot of experimenting too. I think that can help you out a lot, bro. So this was dope, bro. This was a dope vibe. I'm glad that you caught the tail end of it, bro. I'm glad you popped in, gang, because that would have. I read your message. You said we could play it, but it hits different when you're here, bro. So shout out Stellar Flow. Next up, we got Yo Rev. Where you at, gang? Yo Rev. And then we got Paper Bags. This the lineup. Yo Rev, Paper Bags, Lil Luke. Lil Luke had to just throw one in there. Raph Wallin, All Music, Myron, X Zeke. Yo Rev, let's do it. Rev Ski. Alright, let's do it. Y'all let me know ones or twos. There we go. Makes sense. Oh, yeah.
Tell me how to live. I'ma eat up the world like some I'ma eat up the world like some ribs. Gotta make plays, coach tips. Where we going? Let's go take a trip. Yeah. Walk by the spirit and not in the bed. Yeah. No, I ain't worried about a check. Feel like that, like I'm under arrest. Yeah. Told you that Jesus the best. Big ol' Bible, head the demon chest. Wake up, overly blessed. Told you I'm not like the rest. Told you I'm not like the rest. Calling on Nilo, I need help. Diving that holy water, Michael Phelps. Yeah, every day I got it self. I do it for you and not nobody else. We pulling up to give demons the bill. I been ballin', I might drop 100 like Will.
Off rip from the get, you had me, gang. From right here. Preset crazy. Beat selection crazy. You're flowing, you're hitting them pockets. He's sliding, Wolf, I'm telling you. Man, I think the more that we grow as a whole, like CHH, like the more folks will get more comfortable with this underground sound. Artist-wise, like folks will be just like, man, I'm just gonna lean into this sound. So I think you got this sound on pat, bro. I feel like you can lean in this mug. Somebody that comes to mind is like a Jet. Drawing them, I feel like consistency will help a lot. One thing, constructive criticism-wise, yeah, a lot of people say Venny on certain things, but I'm like, I don't hear it. I think Venny is just so good at what he does in that underground sound that people just like, oh, Venny. You know what I mean? I think that's what it is. So I see what you're saying, bro. But, bro, in the beginning, you're leveling. Right there, I expected that same, not leveling, because you're obviously lower, it's an ad-lib. But right here, you might have been a little bit too loud, which I'm guilty of at times to myself. But I don't know, this was like overly tamed and good and actually made like it was very, very pleasant in the beginning. This whole track was pleasant, but I'm just saying constructive criticism wise and mix wise, moving forward, maybe like kind of lower that mug a little bit. Just so off rip, it doesn't take much time for somebody to be like, okay, I understand what he's saying, I understand what he's hitting. So this mug was gas, bro. Yo, Rev, I'm tapped in, bro. You another one to add to that list of underground bangers and underground niche folks that are scratching that itch that we need in this space, bro. So it looked like you early, gang. Stay consistent, bro. Stay consistent in the craft, in the presence of God, gang. Paper Bags, finally. You've been patient. Paper Bags, let's do it. That's a dope name. Jesus is the way. Let's do it. Paper Bags. Where you at? All right, bet. Y'all let me know ones or twos. Let's do it. He just dropped his 4 days ago.
Jesus, this is so dope.
Jesus away. Yeah. I need him to catch his demons away. Ask peace for my faith. Yeah. This whole world trying to lead me astray. Thank Jesus for grace. Yeah. And all the blood that beat in his veins, I'm free from my head. Yeah. All clean, no crease in my dreads. I beat them and play. On the court, always ballin' up and knew I wanted more.
I think 1 to 2
trying to score. Man, what's up on 4? Let's get hype, let's get hype, let's get hype. Sticking to the vine, bearing fruit, and they right. Always planting seeds, it don't matter if weather's right. Flying winds or eagles, I feel like a feather light. With the king, he's regal, he blessed me with better life. No one really need him, without him, ain't that suffice for better life. No one feel like a feather light. With the king, he's regal, he blessed me with better life. No one really need him, without him, ain't that suffice. I need him when these demons attacking the dead at night. They feeding off insecurities, talking another light. Yeah, I can turn my bad, no way.
Yeah, the lyrics are insane. I'm about to be on here. I got you with a review. I'm about to be on here, I would say 10 more minutes. Man, my boy Paper Bags, bro, this was a vibe. I love the aesthetic that you have going on. I love that picture too, bro. Jesus the Way, I love the smooth vibe. Believe it or not, bro, I believe that your voice is really good for this beat, bro. I think that calm flow is real nice. It kind of complements the beat. Like I said, you're in them pockets, and you had random flows where you just went in and out of flow state. Like, I played it back a couple of times. What was I gonna say? Constructive criticism-wise, I would say you kind of had the same flow throughout the 1 minute that I played, and I would have loved to hear you switch that mug up in the way that you're saying it. Not the maybe flow isn't the right word. Delivery, how you're saying it was the same throughout the whole thing. Chat, y'all know the deal. We reaching the let's see if I can play 1:50. Let's see. That was Paper Bags, man. Next up we got Raph Wildin. What we're gonna do, actually, if you're on here, we just had another submission come in. If you're on here, rejoin my live. The live is ending. We reached the limit. I didn't know this was a thing until I started doing lives. How long have I been live? Let me see. 238 minutes? What is that?